Hello, my name is Muhammad Kairosha bin Muhammad Ismail, and today I am here to do the postfix notation as well as the stat diagram for our group assignment work. So without further ado, let's get started with the postfix notation. Okay, alright. So as you can see here, this is actually our program execution expression, and we want to change it from currently an infix notation to become a postfix notation. So let's do the first step. Okay, so first step is to actually decide which part to do first. As you can see here, our expression actually can be divided into two parts. This part right here and this part right here. For simplicity, we will be doing this part first. Okay, and then we have to do in order of BODMAS. So brackets and then division, multiplication, whichever comes first. And then subtraction and then addition, again whichever comes first. So in this expression, we want to do the postfix notation within the first bracket. Okay, alright. So here we have d divided by b minus e multiplied by c. So again, to make it become postfix, we want to shift the operator to the front here. So it becomes db divided. That will be the first postfix. And then here we go to the second step. We have to minus e multiplied by c. However, as you can see, there is a multiply, and using BODMAS, multiply comes first before subtraction and addition. So we have to do the multiplication first. So again, to do the postfix notation, we have to shift the operator to the front. So it becomes EC multiply. Okay. Alright, and then finally, we can go ahead and do the subtraction. So after all that is done, the expression will become dB divided by EC multiplied minus. This will be with the answer within the first bracket. Okay, and then plus the second bracket. Again, we have to do the things within the second bracket now. Okay. So within this bracket, there is actually another bracket. So again, using BODMAS, we have to complete the expression within the bracket first. So here, b multiplied bracket d divided by c minus e. So we complete this one first. So again, d divided by c will become dc divided. Operator shifted to the front. Okay. Okay, and then within this bracket, we can then minus e again, which will become e minus. Shift the operator to the front. Okay. And then we have completed the part within that bracket. So we can then do the other part. So then b multiplied this this expression. So it will become b multiplied dc divided by e minus. And we shift this multiply to the front. Okay, alright. And then lastly, we will subtract that expression in this bracket with a. So then it will become a minus. Nice. Okay, so we have completed the second expression with the second bracket. And as you can see, this part within this part, the first part, is actually completed. So then we can just add both of these expressions together. And what that will become is that this one added by this expression, and this operator will be moved or be shifted all the way to the front. Okay, alright. So the first part within our postfix notation is actually done. So the first part is this answer. dB divided by EC multiplied minus BDC divided by E minus A minus multiply A minus plus. And then we can go ahead and do the second part, this one. Okay. Alright, so again we have to do everything within the bracket first, within the second part. Again using the BODMAS rule. So brackets come first. So the first bracket is actually here. So D plus E divided by A. So let's get started on that bracket. D plus E. We cannot do that first because as you can see here, there is a divide there and divide comes first. So it will become E divided by A. Again, shift the operator to the front. It will become EA divide. Let's change the color here to represent it as the second part of our expression. Okay, and then we can finally add D with EA divide. So D plus EA divide will become DEA divide plus. Okay. With the first bracket down, we can go ahead and do the second bracket. So within this within the second bracket again, you can see that it's also an inner bracket within it, and we have to complete this one first. And this is actually E multiplied by F, and that will become EF multiply because and then we shift the operator to the front. Okay. And then within this bracket, we can complete the other parts as well. So then we can do the C plus A will become CA plus. And then we can subtract CA plus. We can subtract from CA plus with EF multiply. And that will become EF multiply subtract. Okay, with that down, the second bracket is done within the second part of the expression. And then we can do the third bracket. Okay, alright, so we can see here it is actually D multiply B plus E. And here we can see that the multiply comes first. So we do the multiply, which will become DB multiply. Okay, and then finally we can add this notation with E. And that will become DB multiply E plus. We shift the add operator to the front. Okay. Alright. Now we all the brackets are down. Oops, I forgot to color this D here. Sorry, let me just do that quickly. Okay. Okay, now that all the brackets are down, we can now do the other calculations within the second part of the expression. So to make it less confusing, let's remove all of the brackets within. So it's easier to do. Okay. So in this expression, we have f minus this this expression multiplied by this expression and add with this expression. And as you can see here, we have to do the multiply first because of BODMAS. So this multiply will be shifted at this part in front of the subtract. And then finally, we can subtract f with the second expression. So it will become f minus this expression, and the subtract operator will be shifted to the front. Okay. And then finally, to complete the second part of the expression, we add this expression with this one. So it will become, so E plus plus. Shift the plus operator all the way to the front. Okay. And as you can see now, both of the parts within our expressions are done. And now we only have to divide. So let's remove all of these brackets. And now we only have to divide this expression with this expression. So that will become, so the divide operator will be shifted all the way to the front. And to make it more noticeable, let's change it to a red color. And that is the answer for our postfix notation using our program execution expression. Okay. Okay, alright, so now let's go ahead and do the stack diagram for our postfix notation. So to do the stack diagram is actually based on our zero address. And as we all know, the zero address is actually just the postfix notation. Because to do the zero address, you just say push D, push B, divide, push E, and so on and so forth. So we can just use the postfix notation to do our stack diagram. Okay, alright. So we just do step by step from start to finish. We just follow everything here in the postfix notation. Okay, so if it's a variable like D or B, we just push D, so we just push it, so it becomes D here. And then we have push B, so it becomes D on top of D. And then we have divide. If there is an operator, it will only operate on the top two highest in the stack diagram. So currently, the top two highest in the stack diagram is D and B. So the operator will operate on these two. So it will become D divided by B. Okay, and then we have push E. So it will become E on top of this. And then we have push C. So C, oops, C, E, D divided by B. And then we have multiply. So again, the multiply will only affect the top two in our stack diagram, which currently is C and E. So it will become E multiplied by C, and bottom one is not affected, so it just stays D divided by B. Okay, then we have subtract. So the top two again within the stack diagram are affected by the operator. So D divided by B minus E multiplied by C. To make it less confusing, alright. And then we have push B. Okay, so we just push it above there. This one here stays the same. And then we have push D. So the D will be on top. The D will be on top. And then we have push C. So C will be on top. And then you can see here there is a divide operator. So the top two will be divided. So that will be D divided by C. And then we have B. And this expression doesn't change. And then we have push E. So E will be on top here. Okay. And then we have subtract. So this value here will be subtracted by E. So D slash C divided by C minus E, B, and this one. Okay. And after subtracting, we have multiply over here. And that will be B multiplied by this value right here. Okay, so B multiplied by this value. Okay. And this one at the bottom just stays the same. And then we have push A. So A will be on top, and then we have subtract. Again, the top two in our step diagram currently will be subtracted. So this value will be subtracted by A minus A. And then finally, we have addition. So this value will be added by this value because it is the two most top in our step diagram currently. Add okay. Alright. And then we have push F. As you can see here, we have push F. So here will be F on top. And then we have push D. And then we have push E. Oops, sorry. So this is F first, and then D. D will be on top of F. So F, D, and then we have E on top. And then we have push A. So A will be at the top. F, D, E, and then A. And then we have divide. So again, the top two of our set diagram currently will be divided. So E will be divided by A. So E divided by A. And these just stays the same. And then we have add. So D plus E divided by A. D plus E divided by A. Here. Okay. And these stay the same. And then we have push C. So C will be on top of here. And the remaining one in the set diagram will remain the same. And then we have push A. So A will be on top right now. And then we have addition. So again, the top two in our stat diagram will be added. So C plus A. C plus A. The other ones stay the same. And then we have push E. And then we have push F. Okay, so now currently in our stat diagram, F is on top. Okay, right now we have multiply. So multiply, it will operate on the top two of our stat diagram, which is E and F. So E multiplied by F, and the others will remain the same. And then we have subtract. So C plus A will be subtracted by E multiplied by F. C plus A subtracted by E multiplied by F. Okay. And after subtract, we have multiply. So the multiply operator will operate on the top two of our set diagram. So this value will be multiplied by this value. And the remaining one will stay the same. Okay, alright. Then we have subtract. So F will be subtracted by this value. F minus this. Okay, the bottom one stays the same. And then we have push D, so they stay the same. Meanwhile, B will be pushed to the top, D, sorry. And then we have push B, so now the rest will stay the same. And now B will be at the top. Okay. And then we have multiply, so the multiply operator again will be operating the top two of our stat diagram. So B multiplied by B, B multiplied by B. This will stay the same. And then we have multiply. So this value right here will be multiplied by this value. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. We have push E now. We have push E. So E will be on top here, and the rest will be the same. Bit of mistake there. Sorry. Okay, now we have addition. So D multiplied by B will be added by E. Yeah. Plus E. Okay, alright. And then we have another addition. So this value right here will be added by this value. Plus okay. And the last one here will stay the same. And then we have divide. I think I need to make another table for it because it won't fit. Okay, so then with the final one, which is the divide operator, we can divide both values here together. So this value will be divided by this value. Okay, so let's copy this down, put this here. And it will be divided by this value right here. Okay, and with no more steps in our postfix notation, our stat diagram right now is complete. And as you can see with our program execution right here, it is the same. Yep, it is the same. Okay, so with that done, that is our video. Thank you very much.